Good afternoon, my fellow park enthusiasts. You know what's happening. It is a nice, peaceful Saturday afternoon. Going to be heading into Saturday evening with the utmost positivity. I went outside today. Very rare occurrence. Almost thought I was done for, but all ended up well in the end. Other than that, I don't know what to say. What's been going on with all you? I hope you've been doing well. I hear that some crazy success stories out in the world of park enthusiasts this week. I don't have any sources, but information came to me rather abruptly in a vision. So, let's see how long I can manage to stream today. I can always stream a bit longer when I know I have the support of my best friends here. Yeah, I mean, if you could lend me your energy, that would be a huge encouragement. I'll go link my GoFundMe in a chat message. Just give me a moment and I'll get that done. Appreciate all the support that I've been getting from my 4 subscribers. Interesting. I didn't get the credit for Magnezone just now. That's too bad, because if I'm being honest, I would have liked to have that. Let's talk about finances. So as you all know, I donate 100% of the revenue from my streams to a charity. I haven't sent the charity any money yet, but you know, that's the idea. And in case you're wondering about what the charity is dedicated to, again, I sent the GoFundMe earlier. Ignore that it's a PayPal link to my personal account. That's just so I can send the money myself to the charity. Don't worry about it. I've never actually really seen how a GoFundMe campaign works, but how I imagine it works is that you put in your credit card information, tell them how much they're allowed to take, and then from there, I don't know, will you ever see the money again? I don't think so, but it's going to whatever cause you donated to, so hopefully you're, I don't know, if you're gonna give them money, then hopefully you're happy about giving them the money that you gave them, because you gave them money. And now the money's theirs, instead of, I mean, that's at least how I envision it working out. Ooh. Unfortunately, it's looking like I'm going to be very busy in the coming days. I put off an important bit of work that's a bit past its, well, I guess we could say past its due date. Let's just say it's not looking too good. I'm sorry, everyone. I can't think of anything interesting to talk about. I know you don't need to hear about my personal escapades or anything so uninteresting as that, but I just can't think of anything else that there is to talk about. And surely you wouldn't be happy just listening to nothing, right? Well, how about this? I'll tell you a story from when things were interesting in my life. Long time ago. Back when I was filled with much hope and joy and positive emotions. I was a wee little lad, and I would take baths in a bathtub. Now, I haven't seen a bathtub in years, so some of the details may be a bit hazy here, but there was this bathtub, and I took a bath every night. And every night when I took a bath, I had this habit of completely submerging myself in the water from head to toe. Kind of like, you know, what a diver does, but without the diving gear. And anyways, eventually this became a problem, because when you have your, head submerged underwater, it's not such a big deal as long as you're not swallowing the water, right? But your ears are a different story. You can't close your ears like you would your mouth. You can't really close your nose either. I guess you could hold your nostrils. I'm not really a doctor, but for some reason it doesn't really matter that you can't close your nose. But what does matter is that you can't close your ears, and you don't want all that water to get in your ears and stain your ears, right? So this culminated in a hospital visit, and again, this is a long time ago, back in the days of joy and prosperity that I've mostly forgotten, but yeah, I essentially had to get a surgery right then and there, both my ears, and so now, even years later, and like, by years I mean, this was back in the Stone Age, back when they had stone instead of cobblestone. But anyways, yeah, I don't know, they must have sucked the water out of my ears. I was low-key asleep for the whole thing, so I can't really remember the details. But as a result, I now have these tubes in my ears, both of them. And I don't know what they do, but if I had to guess, what they do is that they help me to hear, because I damaged my eardrums back when I was a wee lad. Again, this was during the dinosaurs, so we didn't really have, like, I don't know, we didn't really have ways to, it was during the dinosaurs, so it was a long time ago. And now here I am, fully recovered. I'm playing Pokepark here with all my best friends, all 0 of them. Anyone in the chat want to, like, I don't know, give me a heads up, like, when you're gonna, show up in the stream, say like, hey Manaphy, I'm about to show up in the stream. Just to give me time to mentally prepare for that, right? Because if you all of a sudden start talking in the chat, I might get a bit nervous. Well, if your first message is like a call out to give me time to prepare, I think I could handle it. Yeah, sorry, I was thinking about it and then I realized someone could probably put out a message unprompted, and that was kind of scary to think about. Anyways, that was the story of when I got surgery in my ears. It's the only surgery I've had. I know. It's been a long time, at least since the Middle Ages, since I had that surgery. So, you know, pretty good of me to stay healthy since that time for the most part. I still get sick, but, you know, can't really get surgeries to cure most illness. At least, I don't know, maybe there's something the government's not telling me. Ooh. Oopsie. But yeah, I told the story, so now it's your turn. Go ahead and let me know in the chat what's going on. If not, I may have to telepathically read your mind just so we can get something going here. Alright, no one is on the board right now. I would appreciate having someone to play with. Let me tell you about another story. Now this one's much more recent, right? This was maybe a couple weeks ago. But anyways, it was middle of November. And yeah, I was out having a walk in the neighborhood. And this is another one of those rare times where I'm outside, you know. So I was out in the neighborhood, and then I saw a dog. And normally when I see a dog, I'm just happy because I'm able to see a dog. But this time I was thinking something else. I was thinking that I've actually seen this dog before. And so I was with my dad, and I was like, "Hey, Dad, I've seen this dog before." And he's like, "Where have you seen him?" And I couldn't quite put my finger on it, but you know that feeling when it's like you don't know, but you know. And so I was having that feeling. I was like, "Yeah, you're just gonna have to trust me on this one, right?" And so I went home after that walk, and I still couldn't put my finger on where I saw this dog, but I know I've seen the dog before. And so it wasn't until a few days later when I was watching the Winter Olympics, but I saw in the crowd, you know, they have all the fans, but I actually saw a dog too, and then I realized it was the same dog. And you might not believe me, but like I promise this was like the same dog. And so I was with my mom. We were in the tavern, right? Or I guess modern people would call it a bar. Anyways, I said to my mom, I said, "I've seen this dog before." And she didn't believe me at first, because obviously like the Olympics are taking place overseas, and you know, it wouldn't have made sense. I was like, "No, I promise I've seen that dog. What is that dog? Who is that dog?" And she didn't know, so she couldn't help me. Typical mom things, am I right? But I asked around in the bar, because if I've seen this dog, then maybe someone else, you know, who lives in the town has also seen it. So I asked the other people in the bar, and one of them, I was like, "Hey, do you recognize that dog?" And he said, "Yeah, it's a golden retriever." And that's when it came to me, because I have seen Mr. Golden Retriever before. Because I recognized the name. And I was like, "Yeah, wait, I know Mr. Golden Retriever. I think I saw him in a book one time. Now, this would have been back in my childhood, so... my memory's hazy. I guess maybe I didn't actually meet him in person, but, yeah, I knew I recognized him because his fur color was, kind of... I don't know how to describe it. Anyways, so that's how I ended up seeing a dog on TV and in my neighborhood, and realizing there was a dog that I knew from a picture book. It's crazy how things like that can happen, right? Sometimes you meet a celebrity out in the town, recognize them. But that's why you should, you gotta treat them like regular people, and not, run to take pictures with them, because they're, they just want to enjoy their privacy too, right? So it's the same for me and the dogs, right? I need to treat Mr. Golden like he's a regular dog. It's the least I can do, right? As a fan. Anyway, what do we think about water? Lately I've been having thoughts, and the thoughts have mostly revolved around, should I drink water or should I not do that? And, based on the fact that I'm still alive, you can probably realize that my answer was to continue drinking water. But what do you think about water? Water's, I'm told it's like 70% of the Earth's surface is water, but I'm not really sure if I buy that, because I've walked around a lot of places and I don't really, I don't know, it seems more like 0% of the surface is water. At least that's what it seems like in my neighborhood, so if we had a bigger sample size to work with, maybe you could get closer to contradicting that claim. Let me know what's like in your neighborhoods. Is it mostly water over there? I'm not really a scientist, but when you need to confirm or contradict something, you usually want to have empirical data to rely on. So anyways, yeah, let me know. Let me know in the chat. What's it look like in your neighborhoods? A lot of water? I'm a bit nervous drinking water, because if it's true that water is, responsible for covering the Earth's surface, then I feel like drinking it would make that water disappear, and then, a part of the Earth's surface would be missing, right? So you could accidentally, step into a hole of nothingness and fall through. I think that was the plot of a movie with The Rock. Maybe I'm imagining things. Anyways, let's do 3 more attempts. Let's make it 4 more attempts. Feel like we haven't really been able to get into a groove today. I'm not sure why. I've been so focused. Did I say 4 more attempts? Let's make it 3 more attempts. Alright, let's make this one the final attempt. Oh. Oop. Need to focus up here. Need to get some points. Alright, well, it's been a nice, fruitful session here. Thank you for spending your time with me this evening. Please hydrate, take heart, and take care of yourselves in the days to come.